Good evening and welcome. This is the Results Operations Centre in Pretoria, the ROC as it's affectionately known. And this is where all the results are starting to come in a little bit faster now. And if you look at the board behind me, well, it's full of colour now. This time yesterday, it was mostly blank because nothing had happened in terms of results coming through. But the picture is starting to emerge. Who is victorious in various parts of the country, and we'll be finding out exactly when we'll be able to get the full story. But I think the patterns are being set. I'm Peter Ndoro, and we bring you another 3 hours in this section of our rolling coverage of the local government elections. And we'll be talking to IEC commissioners, analysts, and also our reporters across the country as they brief us on how things have been playing out on counting day, day 2. All right, let's begin though with IEC Commissioner Mosotho Moepya just to get an update of how things are progressing. Commissioner, thank you very much indeed for joining us. Great talking to you. On Sunday, we were looking ahead. We had an election on Monday and we started counting. Where are we now? Because you had said that we should be 90% done with counting by tonight.
Peter, we are always very aggressive in the way that we set ourselves targets. We're sitting at 78% now. 90 might be tough before 12 tonight, but perhaps early hours of the morning. We are very pleased, though, with the progress. It's been tough out there. It remains tough, but we see before we go to bed, we might have 1 or 2 provinces completely done.
What's been some of the challenges you've experienced in terms of the counting? Have there been issues raised by party officials, or is it just that it's taking time?
There are a combination of factors. In these elections, the Commission has had to take decisions to move counting in some parts to a place different from the one where voting occurred. We did that in Camperdown. We did that in one place in this city, and that's where things have been. But the most important thing has been, an issue where communities have been unhappy, not unhappy with IEC, unhappy with other things that we don't want to deal with right now, and so our lives became a little difficult, but we sought to ensure that every eligible South African who wanted to vote would be able to do so. And we are pleased. Voting has taken place in every voting station across the country.
You've been taking a few hits in terms of people pointing fingers. Would you say that most of the issues that have been raised have been dealt with reasonably? And I suppose there are some people you just couldn't help in the end.
You know, Peter, we must say we're an institution that is modest, modest in many ways. We let our actions speak for us, not our words. We don't say things we know we can't do. When we say we're going to do something, we really, try hard to do it. But today, we felt at a point. It doesn't happen often. We have to call people to be responsible. We are a very responsible institution. We take the work we do seriously. We don't make allegations. We provide the facts as we believe they are. We favor no one. We fear no one. And we will not act in a prejudicial manner. With respect to anyone. And I think in these elections, we are going to finish much stronger than the detractors have thought. The fact that these elections have taken place in a COVID environment, and you see what you see on the board right now, it's a testament to the work we do as an institution. And let me say this, and I say it with humility. We have no many peers in the work we do. The people you see on this floor and the people that serve this nation across the world, across this nation, there are many great citizens, and there are many that do this job well enough to do it anywhere in the world.
I'm sure there'll be a post-mortem after the fact, but right now you're really in the middle of it all. But I guess you're taking notes as you go along of some of the things that have happened, and perhaps you could do better the next time around.
We always do that. We are the first, in fact, to do that. Every election, we'll sit with the media, we'll sit with political parties, we'll sit with civil society organizations, we'll sit with observers, we'll sit with our own staff and do a post-mortem and say, what are the things we did wrong? What are the things we are unhappy about? And what are the things we need to do more of? Because we have excelled. That's where we are. And that's what we always do. No one election is the same as the other. And we do better in every election because of that.
All right, so we're in real time now. Since the last briefing that you had, has anything new come up, anything developed?
Not anything that is out of the eye. But I think, where people have thought, social media must change the course of action. We have done the work and proved with the work that the world out there has men and women who take notice of the work that we do. That's the one thing. The second thing is with the 78% of the results that are now in, this is final. This is stuff that whoever has made allegations to say you've turned away so many people are disenfranchised, we now have given them the evidence. We are saying, here is what we are confident about. Every result that has come, we're confident about. You now have the opportunity to challenge it. It has a result slip that is scanned. You can check it to the detail. You can say, did my party agent sign this thing? Who was there? Who was the observers? How many votes have been captured in the system versus what we thought was? And if you find a discrepancy, we invite you to bring it. So we are saying we will not go and say, we think this has happened, be anecdotal. We give the evidence as it is. And I think that evidence speaks volumes.
So we're still on track then for Thursday, final announcement, but sometime during the course of the day, tomorrow probably, all the counting, bar the shouting, will be done.
There are a number of things that happen. There will be instances where, for one reason or the other, someone may put in an objection, and something that will require us to verify something. We do that with a smile. We bring back tired people. We say, come back to work. There's work to be done, and we finalize that. So we expect that kind of work will happen tomorrow. We may have results that we have captured. We have an objection. We look at it. We say, no, this is work we need to verify for sure, and say to someone that has objected, it remains correct, or you have a point, there's an issue. And we make that public, by the way. And once we look at that kind of work, we call the people and the party agents to look at those things. But by close of business tomorrow, that sort of work should have happened. There are instances we have been open about of where our staff, the voting process, was just attacked by hooligans, by criminals. We have to deal with those. We have to look at each situation on its own and say, what do we do with it? That will delay us a little bit. In the metros, as you know, in this country, the metros are the most difficult. They are the ones that give us most results in the end. We are hoping that by tomorrow evening, we should be very close. In fact, we expect that a majority of them will in fact return their results by tomorrow.
Commissioner Mosotho Moepya, we wish you the best with the final stretch of this, but well done, I think, by and large, for the work done so far. Thanks so much indeed for joining us.
Thank you, Peter, and thank you to your